Alright, what's going on, dudes, and welcome back to a new vlog. Hopefully you didn't miss me too much or anything like that last weekend when I substituted the vlog for that Hunger Games live stream. Although I must say, I did miss you tremendously. Unless, of course, you made it to the live stream, in which case, we were having a party. It was pretty sweet. A few people got pushed into the pool, and by pool, I mean pool of lava, because, of course, we were playing Hunger Games. But if you missed that, then I missed you even more so. Speaking of Hunger Games live streams, though, I do plan on doing those like a whole bunch once Armatacraft launches. That'll be my jam. It'll be awesome. And speaking of Armatacraft, I was actually out for the past couple of days, and I got a chance to meet and hang out with the two guys who are helping head up the Armatacraft project, and that was super sweet. We went to this super freaking fancy, amazing restaurant. It was the first time I ever had like a multi-course meal. It was gnarly. Like, they bring out the food and they're all like presentation, and they take off the lids and they like synchronize the serving it to each people's and ziz. It was cool. It was a lot of food. Like, I was about to pop, but it was a very cool experience. So yeah, that was fun. I got to hang out with them. We talked more and planned more for the project, which is chugging along still. Hopefully we'll be getting things sort of more and more things finalized in the coming weeks. And of course, I will let you know as the progress goes in preparation for some sort of launch. And that should be awesome. I was thinking like maybe when we do launch, I don't know, holding some sort of super cool live stream to start with, like could be cool. There are plenty of possible options to choose from, and I guess we'll figure it out. So anyway, I'll let you know on that. Let's see. Next up, all right. It's time for a little bit of real talk. So this is regarding the Aether series, and it's not necessarily like a bad sort of real talk. It's like I just sort of want to voice, I don't know, my opinion, because so with the Aether series, we went into it, we were like super stoked on it. I was super stoked on it. I was like, this is gonna be freaking sweet. The Aether 2 was just released, awesome timing with the end of like the first season of Modded Survival. This is gonna be amazing. But I didn't realize, as I'd mentioned a couple vlogs ago, that the Aether 2 like wasn't fully complete. Like, there's just that one dungeon, and then the rest of it is pretty much just like the basic Aether terrain. Obviously, you can craft all the stuff that you could craft before. But as far as like the adventure portion of it, with conquering dungeons, killing bosses, so on and so forth, it's like it's not as much there as I had sort of hoped and expected it to be, to a certain extent. And obviously, they're still developing it. It's an alpha, so it would be unreasonable for me to expect everything to be there. So it's partially my fault for not researching enough beforehand to see, oh, okay, well, actually, all these dungeons aren't implemented yet. I should probably wait for a little bit until this is more fully fleshed out. But I was sort of like overcome by my excitement. I was just like, we're doing it. So at this point, like, started feeling it probably like 4 episodes in. I was like, it's like I don't know how far I'm going to be able to carry this out in an entertaining fashion. And after I started seeing that, like, I've noticed that other people in like the comments, judging by the comments, so on and so forth, other people seem to be kind of feeling that way as well. I notice less people are sort of watching it, because I understand, because I'm quite frankly not like doing as many exciting things as I was doing in the last season, because Divine RPG was like, boom, things to conquer everywhere, things to collect as far as gear goes, going into new dimensions and stuff, and I'm just not getting that same sort of like feel. I'm not getting that feel here, and I just wanted to be open about it and say that I was honestly thinking at this point, and you can feel free to give your feedback on it. I was honestly thinking of like, once I'm gonna get all the gear we need to finally beat the slider boss with Aether tools. I was thinking like, once we get past that point, it's just unless more dungeons are implemented by then, which they probably won't because that'll probably be a few days from now, it's almost like the series would just be me building houses in the Aether, which I don't think is, at least after Modded Survival Season 1, sort of what the series is all about. It's more about like adventuring and stuff. So I come to you with this proposal, but I don't come to you without any sort of proposed solution. So there's a mod pack that was released recently. It's called Hexit, and it's something that a lot of people have actually suggested that I play. I think I even got some suggestions for it before the Aether series even started, although that may be false because I'm not sure. It might not have been released at that point, but I have seen plenty on Aether videos saying, hey, you should play Hexit. So I was almost thinking, like, once we beat the slider, we could move on into this Hexit pack, which is basically, it's made by the Technic Pack guys, and it's, instead of being about like the technical sort of building machinery and whatnot, it's totally like adventure oriented, and the mods that it includes seem to be pretty awesome. Can look into it a little further because obviously we don't want to make the same mistake as we did with the Aether again, but it seems very promising, and you can let me know what you think about sort of cutting the Aether series a bit short. We can revisit it once the Aether 2 is like more fully done, but sort of, I don't know, taking the series in a new direction, because there's really no point in continuing something that both you and I are kind of like, I don't know. There's like, yeah, I guess what I'm trying to say is there comes a time in every young man's life where he must learn whether or not to continue the Minecraft series he has on YouTube. This arises again in every young man's life. But you get what I'm trying to say, I think. So feel free to provide your feedback, and we'll figure things out, I suppose. Obviously, I don't want to let anyone down who's like super digging the Aether, but at the same time, I think that we can try to find that Season 1 feel once again if we take a different approach. So anyway, that's my spiel for the day. I think I'm going to head out to go see a movie now, so that should be fun. But yeah, on that note, thank you guys for watching, and feel free to voice your comments, concerns, what have you, and I'll see you next time.